Hey friends, today I am in the city of Phoenix, Arizona, not a suburb, right here about 15 minutes from the Phoenix airport. I'm going to be showing you these two model homes. For having such a convenient location, these are really priced attractively. So we are going to look at these model homes. I'm going to tell you about the HOA, what you get here for your money. Let's jump right in and get started. Before we go into that first model home, let's stop and talk about the Homeowners Association fee. You are going to be paying $164 a month. You are going to be getting two gated entrances. You can see this sign by the main entrance. I'm going to turn this camera around and show you what other amenities they offer here. This right here is one of the roads outside of the entrance, the main entrance. So there's some apartments across the street. All in all, I would say this area feels pretty clean. You're just going to come right over here, tap in the code, and these gates are going to open. You're going to come back to your new home in Arizona. Okay, I went to the other side of the community to show you their other gated entrance, and this one is not off of a main road, which is interesting. There's actually a field on the other side and easy access to a street over there, which leads to the freeway. So very convenient here. Right there is the entrance that I just showed you. And turning this camera around, this is going to be a nice green belt over here. So it's dirt right now. And they are building homes right over here on the other side of this wall. So all of these houses are going to have some view fencing, this is called, where you can peek over the top of the fence. And they're not going to have a neighbor behind them. They're going to have this walking path and some green space. So if you get in early enough, there's going to be a lot of opportunities. This is all view fencing along here. So lots of lots where there's no neighbor in the backyard. We're going to go further down here and check out the playground. All right, so there is just more construction going on here than even I anticipated. All of this dirt right here is going to become grass, but right now it's the kind of dirt that's fluffy and messy and gets in your shoes. So I am just going to zoom in on this playground right here. It's the one playground in the community because this community is not huge. It's actually going to have a splash pad included. So in those hot summers, getting the kids out to the splash pad is going to be wonderful. This model home right behind me is their Sapphire floor plan. This one is going to be a 4-bedroom plus a flex room, or you can opt to get 5 bedrooms. You're going to get 3 full bathrooms in this home, 2,030 square feet. And the out the door price on this home right here is going to be somewhere around $490,000. Plus they have great rate incentives right now. This is a steal for this location. Let's go inside. So you can see they put pavers in the driveways and the walkways. And here with this model, they are demonstrating that you can get the more gray tones, or you can go with something that's a little bit more orangey. The exterior of the house is called the elevation. They're going to have several options to choose from. This one has a little bit of stonework. These tiles on the roof are flat. Here in Arizona, we put on these tiles, and then when we replace our roof, we just take the tiles off, we replace the underlayment paper, and then those tiles can be reused. You will notice gutters come standard with all of their homes here. You might take that for granted, but it's not always a given here. So let's go inside. I'm going to show you all the things I love about this model home. From this perspective, you can see the front door right there. You're going to have 2 of the bedrooms in the front of the house and a full bathroom in between them. This one has an adorable walrus theme. They come up with the cutest things. You can see walrus prints, walrus pillows, and walrus curtains. Yep, you can get all kinds of ideas coming along with me on these model home tours. Now, this builder does not highly upgrade their model homes. What you're seeing right here is going to be how they build all of their quick move-in homes. So the price that I gave you is reflective of the actual price. You're not going to be tacking on all sorts of other expenses that raises that dollar number. This one has a horse theme. And so with everything in here already kind of being their standard, it gives you a realistic view of what a quick move-in home would be like. I'm not crazy about the fact that there's only one sink in here. However, there's some decent counter space in there. You do get the window that opens and a nice shower with a big ledge there. This is not tiled in. This comes apart, I think, in 4 pieces. And what I've heard is that these actually are less likely to have leaks. So I'm not a handyman, but seems to make sense to me. Coming out this way, we are gonna go down a little further. Right over here, you're gonna have that flex space in another bedroom. Now, this flex space right here could become a 5th bedroom if you need it. This is where you're gonna come in from that 2-car garage. As soon as you walk in the door, right across, you will find a coat closet. And if you read this sign, it says, "This model showcases the standard curated interior finishes." They're pointing out what I just said, that what you see is what you get. Of course, you could opt to upgrade some things, but they want you to know that they're not highly upgrading these, and then once you buy your home, it's going to cost a whole lot more because you're going to want to buy all the upgrades. They're including a lot of that already. So this could easily be made into a hangout, a den, or, like I said, another bedroom. This right here is where you're going to come into another full bathroom. You can see the way that they have this, you could really put a door on there easily and kind of section this off to be even more private if you wanted to. But back here, I mean, this bedroom is kind of on its own already, so decent privacy. All of these secondary bedrooms have your standard closets. And what didn't make sense to me is the fact that this bathroom has double sinks, even though it's next to 1 bedroom, unless you make that flex space an extra bedroom. But then the bathroom that was in between 2 bedrooms only has 1 sink. So sometimes builders do things that just don't make sense, right? You have the same style of bathtub and shower in here. And coming out, let's check out the kitchen and the living space. Very nice. I mean, this is nice and open. It's long. Quartz countertops are standard. 9-foot ceilings are standard. This island easily sits 4. And they have some nice tones as options for their cabinets. This is an interesting piece of artwork. I like that. Richmond American used to do a lot of white cabinets. I'm happy to see that they put these natural wood tones in this community because a lot of my clients are gravitating towards the natural color tones now. These drawers, soft close. You get your gas range. They also have a stub in the backyard if you want to have a gas grill. Isn't this just a nice neutral countertop? I'm a fan of that. Next, you'll have your dining area right here. If I turn this way, you'll see these are actually pre-wired for pennant lights. So that doesn't come with your quick move-in home. You will just have that pre-wired. So if you want to put in lighting, you can, but you don't have to. And here is your pantry. It isn't the biggest pantry, but on either side it does, you know, go a little bit deeper than maybe it seems like when you first open the door. I like these sliding doors that they put in here. It opens from the middle and it will come with screens so you can open that up. The bugs aren't going to be coming in. And there's a decent amount of light coming into this room. You can see all of the can lighting that they put on the ceilings. That's not always a given with a new construction home, so it's good to see. Coming over here, you're gonna have your laundry room. If you wanted to, you could have cabinets put up here instead of just the shelf. And it's also nice that before you go to the primary bedroom, there's a little bit of, you know, neutral space here. A lot of floor plans have the door to the bedroom just right from the living room. This one has a little bit of a buffer. And really, you know what? I feel like this space right here could be better used for storage. As you'll see, the closet in here isn't huge. So I'm even thinking if you put like floor to ceiling storage right there, get creative. You can make it for your bags or shoes or sweaters, whatever. And you know, this is a pretty typical closet. I get spoiled because a lot of these homes that they're building now have humongous closets. This one is, you know, more modest. And a nice, pretty master bedroom. I do like this bathroom. You get your double sinks, nice cabinetry, and a nice shower. I feel like this is, you know, simple, but well done. Nothing fancy, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't look terribly basic. It still looks like a good quality tile. Oh, here's another closet. Silly me. You're getting two closets. No wonder the other one felt a little bit small. So now the closet situation all of a sudden turns into a big plus because you get his and hers closets. Here's your attic access right there. But here in Arizona, we don't store too much in our attic, if anything, because it can get so hot in the summer. All right, suddenly this floor plan is all the more appealing now that I know that there's two closets for this primary bedroom. All right, we are gonna go outside to check out the back of the house. Before we do, I will show you this plank tile. This again is not an upgrade. This is their standard flooring and it is very nice, durable, easy to clean. A very nice natural wood looking tile. Of course, they have different color options and selections. All right, so we are in Phoenix. We are in the city. So you are going to hear a little bit of traffic noise because these model homes are closer to the street, but most of the homes are going to be further inside. And they'll be a little bit more quiet. So you can see the back of the house, very cute. They have this nice porch, you know, back patio that comes out. They did the pavers. Now, when you buy a new construction home, you're gonna be getting a dirt lot, unless you wanna buy this exact model home, in which case, let me know and I'll keep track of it. I'll let you know when they list it. But this is a great idea. I love how they extended this out and made more room for entertaining. Great idea. They put in a built-in barbecue. Again, you have a gas stove out here, so that is convenient. And artificial turf. If you are moving here and you need resources for yard guys, people to put in your bushes, people to design your yard, let me know. I have contacts. I can be a resource for all sorts of your needs. Let's stop and put up a map real quick so we can show you exactly where we are today. If you are wanting to live closer to the heart of Phoenix, it can be really hard to find a neighborhood that is newer and that you just feel good about coming home to. This is one of those neighborhoods, I am telling you. Within 15 to 20 minutes, you have some amazing options for entertainment. Let's start with downtown Phoenix. If you are a fan of baseball, that is where you're gonna see the Arizona Diamondbacks play, as well as the Phoenix Suns. If you're a basketball fan, or of course there are concerts that are held downtown, different events going on. So great location for someone who likes that sort of lifestyle. In addition, you are about 15 to 20 minutes from Westgate Entertainment Center. This is right next door to where our football team, the Arizona Cardinals, play. And Westgate is just a super fun vibe. They have all sorts of entertainment, restaurants. If you stick around for the end of this video, I am going to include a tour that I did of Westgate so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. If you are someone who likes to travel, the main airport for Phoenix, Sky Harbor, is only going to be about 15 minutes away. This is an amazing proximity to so many awesome things. If you work in this area, if you work downtown and you're just struggling to find a community that you really like, this could be the answer to solve that problem. So let's go ahead and keep going with another home tour. This model home right behind me is their Larimar floor plan, and they sell this in several of their communities. So if you are coming along on my tours and you like the homes, but this is not the area for you, don't worry. They probably are selling the same floor plan in another part of the valley. But this one right here, you're going to be getting 3 bedrooms plus a den. Now you can turn that into a 4th bedroom if you need the space. You're going to get 3 full bathrooms. One of the extra bedrooms has its own full bathroom, which is great. This one is going to be 1,830 square feet. I'm telling you, it feels a lot bigger once you go inside. And believe it or not, the out-the-door price on this sort of home is going to be $485,000. That's everything included except for the backyard. So let's go inside and see if this is going to be your next home. Right now, this is set up as the sales office. So where these doors are, that's going to become your 2-car garage. You can see this one has, I would say, a more traditional Spanish style exterior. And as we go in here, I think you are going to feel like this house feels bigger than the square footage says. It just has space for everyone, I feel like. Even coming into the front door, you have a nice entry area that feels quiet. You're not walking into activity right away. And that just, I think it just gives a sense that there's room. You have room here. In the front of the house, you have this bedroom all by itself. So whoever is staying here is going to feel, you know, like they have their own personal space. And they have essentially their own bathroom over here, which is nice. Again, 2 sinks in this one, even though there's only 1 bedroom right here. You have the tub shower combo. In this one, they did a tile. And subway tile really is pretty timeless, so I feel good about that. This is a nice spacious bathroom right here. All right, that is the bathroom that we just came out of. Now, as we go down here, this den could become an extra bedroom if that is your preference, and it has a big closet area. Let me show you. Over here, if you have it as a den, you're just gonna get a nice big storage closet. And this is rare for Arizona, just to have kind of an empty storage closet, but that would make a great walk-in closet if you turn this into a bedroom. Also unique is this area over here. Again, easily put a door here, as you see. If you want this part of the home to be more private, you have your coat closet right here. And around the corner, this is where you're going to come in from that 2-car garage. Right now it's a sales office. What's special about this bedroom is that there's a secret bathroom in here. Floor plan has some surprises. So turn around here, you see there's the closet. Behind the door, you get your own bathroom. So that is super nice for someone to really have everything they need back here. You can see they even label it as a surprise feature. Coming out of this bedroom, right across, you're gonna have your laundry room, as well as a nice linen closet or storage closet. Okay, let's move on and check out the kitchen and living area. This is where I think maybe it falls a little bit short, is in the kitchen area. You can see that it has a nice, kind of a typical standard size island. You do have the nice GE appliances, which I love, but I'm not crazy about the amount of counter space that you get here. If you're someone who, isn't a huge cook, or maybe you just don't need that much kitchen space for whatever reason, I still think this is a great option. And wait till you see the pantry. Surprisingly big pantry. So you can fit quite a bit in there. I also love this backsplash that they put in. Kind of a herringbone pattern and a little bit glossy. So it is a nice kitchen, don't get me wrong, but some people really like their kitchens to be huge. Over here you have your dining area. Of course, you could put in like a little hutch or something over here for more storage. Not a bad size living room either. You could fit a big sectional in here. The fact that it opens up to these huge slider doors even makes the space feel more open. And there's your TV wall. Let's check out the primary bedroom in here. Very pretty. They use neutral colors. They have a nice quality of carpeting in here. And of course you have the window that looks out to the backyard. We'll go out there in just a minute. A lot of people choose to put a sliding door when you have the bedroom set up like this, because you don't want to be laying in bed and be that close to the bathroom and all the noise when someone's getting ready. So that is common here in Arizona. You have your toilet right there. You have a nice shower right here. I like the tile that they put in here. You have your little nook to put your shampoos. Very well done. Turning the camera around, you get your double sinks, and you probably noticed this storage over here. The closet is a little bit larger in this one, I think, than the other model home that they have, a little bit longer. But now I'm remembering that other model home had 2 closets, so still would beat out this bigger one closet. Okay, let's take a look out in the backyard, get some ideas so that when you buy your new construction home, you'll have all sorts of ideas of things you could do for designing your dream backyard. This is kind of different. They put in water features, kind of, like right off of the patio. This is what a lot of people do if they back to a busier road, is they put in a water feature just for a little different sound other than cars driving by. Beautiful shade area over here. What I found is that if you have dogs or children, you'll be using your backyard way more. And if you don't, you may hardly ever go in your backyard. So it's all about, your lifestyle, what's important to you. You can see that they have a nice size of patio back here for shade. Usually I like to show you what the neighborhood looks like by driving up and down some roads. Well, this is mostly what you're going to be getting right now is dirt lots, because they are just starting to build out this neighborhood. I'll drive down a street where they're building some spec homes, but this is a good opportunity for me to explain to you that when you are getting into a brand new construction community, it's actually most advantageous to get in early or late as far as the life cycle of when they're selling homes, because that is when the builder is going to be most motivated to give you some sort of deal. Is when they're selling their first houses or when they're closing out and ready to move on. This is the Westgate Entertainment District, and it has just such a fun energy about it. I'm going to walk around and just kind of give you a feel for what it's like outside here, and then I'm going to take a little drive so you can see some of the stores and restaurants. We are just right across the street from the Arizona Cardinals football stadium, so you can imagine how packed this place gets on game days. Here's the spot where I have the most fun. It's called Chicken and Pickle. If you play pickleball, you're gonna appreciate this. So here at Chicken and Pickle, you can go ahead and get yourself some dinner or a drink. You could also have a gathering, but you also, of course, wanna play pickleball, right? So they have 5 indoor courts and 5 outdoor courts. They have misters and shade out here, so it actually doesn't feel all that hot. And you can play all day during the week for just $20. It's a little bit extra on the weekends. Maybe playing cornhole is more your thing. They have that too. Let's see what the indoor courts are like. It feels nice and cool in here. Here's the AMC movie theater right next to the Dave and Buster's. There just really is so many fun things that you can do here. If you are thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area, especially if you are interested in new construction, you are going to want to reach out. Once you go visit those model homes, they are going to want to register you. And when you do that, you waive your right to be represented. And so you will just be working with a sales rep who works for the builder. So here is my information. Whether you are thinking of moving in weeks, months, or years, it's never too soon to plan ahead. And this is really the only way that we can connect so that I can help you find your next home right here in sunny Arizona. And I hope to hear from you soon.